Hey, what is going on, guys? The original Quad MFT here, the man, myth, and legend, bringing you a gameplay of domination here on Lockdown with the MSR. I know you don't see me playing a lot of MSR games, but I thought, I'd bring this one in because although I didn't score that great, I think it shows a different style of gameplay. I'm much more of a team player in this one. Granted, I'm not running around capturing A or B. Matter of fact, we have them trapped on C here, so I can see where they're going to be spawning, and I can, keep an eye on them. Now, some people, they don't think that team gameplay or a certain style of team gameplay, if you have like an MSR or a sniper rifle, is a fair way to play. Some people hate on it, and when you're patrolling an area, people get upset. Call you a camper, even though it's not camping. Well, in this gameplay, I show that I am not sitting still. I'm not laying on the ground. I'm not doing anything that I would consider camping. But I am patrolling an area, and that is one legitimate style and form of gameplay when you are playing a team game such as domination. So yeah, and you know what? I do get a lot of people, or at least in a lot of discussions about whether quick scoping or sniper rifles are really a legitimate way to, play the game here in Call of Duty in whatever version it is. Because in real life, of course, snipers, only time they run with their sniper rifle is when they're taking it from the truck or the tank or the, army transport vehicle to the spot where they're going to set up with their bipod or tripod and start sniping and picking people off, guards and, lone warriors out there. So sometimes people think that in Call of Duty that maybe you shouldn't have sniper rifles that you can run around with and shoot people at close range. But I do think it's a legitimate form of gameplay, and I'm glad they have them in the Call of Duty series. I think that sometimes people will troll or hate about it, just looking for a reaction and trying to get a response from people. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as people are watching, as long as people are invested, and if they're involved enough to make a comment or try to troll or do some hate about a certain game style that I play, or a certain weapon I use and how unfair it is, I'm all right with that, because as long as you're involved, as long as we're interacting, that's what this whole thing's all about. So, I wanted to bring you a story about a recent trip that I took to Las Vegas. And I know usually people say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but here I am. It's my channel, so I figure I could tell people about it, and only if those people who are interested enough to listen should get the story. Well, unfortunately, it's not quite as interesting as I'm kind of building it up to be, although I guarantee you it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'd be surprised if there are other people who've done something like this. So I figured I would bring it to you as a special treat. Oh, good shot. I do some hard scoping, but I also do some quick scoping in this. So anyway, what I got to do was, a friend of mine has quite a bit of money, and he offered to take me to fly, you heard me right, fly trick acrobatic airplanes. So now, granted, I was not, trained as a pilot. I don't know any of those things. I miss this Predator. So anyway, I got to go, and it's funny. They give you get to fly these, the planes that have the smoke coming out that you see at air shows. They're not biplanes. They're actually just tricked. They weigh about 1,400, 1,500 pounds, so less than many cars. And yet they pull these up to 7 or 8 Gs, 7 or 8 times the force of gravity. So instead of weighing 100 pounds, you'd weigh 800 pounds, or you feel like you did. So anyway, we get to go in these planes, and there are 2 seats. Well, the one in the back is the actual pilot, and the one in the front is the passenger, myself. But the funny part is that you have a flying stick, speaking of flying. So you have a flying stick, so you can control the airplane with your hand on the stick, or you can move the flaps of the airplane with your feet on the pedals. And you also have an accelerator up front. So the person riding in the front has full control of the aircraft. Well, I got to take it at first they did a loop, and then we did spins, and I got to control the spins, and I got to control the loop. Of course, really the pilot was able to do the whole thing. And by the way, if we get 50 likes on this video, I will show you that video. They gave me a video of it with some pretty cool music, which I don't think I can use because it's YouTube. But if we get 50 likes on this video, I'll show that whole, it's a 9-minute video of doing tricks in the airplane. It really is quite something to see. And what is it? A couple people, it was like, I forget, it was $1,200? I think it was $1,200. So anyway, it was Sky something, but I'll give them a plug when they give me a free ride. Anyway, so here we are playing the game, and it's almost over. But I wanted to talk a little bit about different styles of gameplay, because this one I'm not rushing around. I'm really controlling a portion of the map. We actually triple cap them here, and I'm actually more of kind of a defender, a position player, because sometimes most of the time I run around. I'm a slayer. I'm rushing around, and I definitely don't run support. My dad runs support because he dies a lot. So every team needs that type of person who's throwing out ballistic checks, throwing up counter UAVs and UAVs, because that definitely helps the whole team work on their capture. So when you're playing with a group of friends, I think, and you all have your own roles, I think you can definitely dominate and get some great gameplays and get some actual wins, which of course is one of the most important parts for me. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and don't forget, I have the greatest dad in the world.